All right, guys, welcome back into another PGA DFS video. My name is Eric Paulzine. Going to be getting to the round 2 showdown picks here for the Travelers Championship. First, I do want to just start off real quick with the cut sweat, kind of what it's looking like for you guys. So right now in GPPs, the 6 for 6 is looking like 2.3%, 5 out of 6 is 15%. The norm right now is 4 out of 6 across, or 3 out of 6 across the cut line at 44%. This is very similar to the US Open. So there's a chance, if this were to stay true, which I don't think it will, I expect Sam Burns to make the cut. You know, he's really got some ownership there. That would really shift the number there. And probably Aaron Wise will make the cut as well. We'll see. We'll get into that here in a second, but could shape up like that where 3 out of 6 could cash. But right now, a lot of people are sitting really well. Kind of same thing with cash, about 19% though with 5 out of 6. So, you know, definitely low 6 for 6 week, and that's kind of what I ended up thinking would kind of be the week, is that it was a tougher week to predict. There's just going to be kind of some random miscuts is what it seemed like, and that's due to a lot of the good golf plays, if you will, whether they had good recent form or good stat fits, didn't have good course history. Like no one was checking all the boxes really, except for, you know, like Rory, Patrick Cantlay, Sam Burns to an extent, and Xander Schauffele. A lot of you guys already know this, but you know, Xander played really well. Core play Xander did really well. He was the top player in the 9-5 player pool, did well. Patrick Cantlay shot off a good round. Core play for 9-5. Then Rory McIlroy. Rory McIlroy had the first round lead. He was the number one golfer, most likely to have the first round lead in round 1. So no big shock there. And that kind of, there's been a nice stretch really for the first round leader tool, that betting tool that 9-5 has that I showed you guys on the ownership leverage, the first round leader bets and the outright bets video. That once again, you guys can use that for round 1 showdown. And if you did, you probably had a really good round 1 showdown because, you know, it's play Rory, play Xander. Mito kind of sucked and HV3 kind of sucked. That was unfortunate. But from there, like Davis Riley, Salik Tagala, Chad Ramey, and if you guys extended it to the afternoon wave, which I didn't think you had to do, you know, you did fine as well. So good stuff there for round 1 showdown. I'm curious if anyone, you know, the 9-5 video watchers took down a showdown because, you know, they easily could have. So I'd be curious to see if they did. For me, it was, you know, I had a couple of lineups where if you just switch out Mito to really anyone that was under par, good chance of taking down a showdown. So I'm curious as to you, like if any one of you guys had that. But, you know, really strong round 1 once again. Hopefully we have a good round 2 showdown. So talking about round 2 showdown, just golfers most likely to play better in round 2 than they did in round 1. Maverick McNeely, number 1. Joaquin Niemann, number 2. HV3, Jordan, Mito, Siwoo Kim, Cameron Tringale, Lanto Griffin, Tom Hoagie, Sam Burns. And really what we're looking for here is like, I want to see a golfer that's ranking out well, showdown-wise. I want to see if they are due to have a much better round. So like Sam Burns, you know, it makes perfect sense that he's the top round 2 showdown pick on the board. You know, he I wouldn't say he struggled, he shot even par. You know, that's not terrible. And just, you know, he's like a top 5 play this week. So given the fact that he shot even par, chances are he's going to have a low one tomorrow. You know, that's just how it works. HV3 I don't love. I don't think I'll be playing him too much. You can if you want. I kind of do want to target the AMT time onlys. So like Sam Burns, Keegan Bradley, Aaron Wise, you know, you can go with those golfers. Troy Merritt popping up there. That is extremely interesting. Okay. So there is a potential value spot for you guys like Chad Ramey was in round 1 and like Salik Tagala was in round 1. Troy Merritt could potentially be a really solid round 2 showdown pick there. You know, top 5 pick in round 2 showdown. And then just kind of looking at like fantasy points wise, let's see where he ranks out. Because obviously what we're looking for in round 1 rank is like pretty much order of operations to go with putting them into your builds. Kind of what we're looking at there. Where fantasy points is kind of like grading it based off of fantasy points. Like obviously you need to score fantasy points. That's what we're looking at here. So kind of just a different view there. Kind of interesting there to me. With someone like Troy Merritt, but he is someone I think I'll be playing a lot of, a decent amount. Should be a safe play, but also has that upside. Siwoo Kim you can roll with, Maverick McNeely you could roll with, although +3, you know, we'll have to see. Maverick McNeely has kind of been on the downward trend of recent form, so maybe not someone you want to go crazy with. Denny McCarthy you can play, shot even par. Seamus Power, though, this is where it gets interesting. I like Seamus Power. I think he could be a solid guy that continues to play well. Keith Mitchell, kind of the same thing, a solid golfer that continues to play well. And if you look at his regression rating here, like 51st, that pretty much says that, hey, he is probably going to play the same way that he did in round 1. It's not going to be too much better or too much worse. He's kind of expected to continue to play well. Same thing with Patrick Cantlay, where he shot -6. Like, obviously, we're not expecting him to shoot -6 again, and that's why he's only ranking out, like 59th in that regression rank, because more likely than not, he's going to probably shoot a little worse, maybe -5, -4, but he should continue to play well as well. I don't mind him. If you guys kind of want to play the safe approach, go with Patrick Cantlay, go with Sam Burns, and fill in from there. You can do that. Like, you could go Troy Merritt potentially, and just flow from there. Let's see, anyone else really popping up there that we could possibly roll with? Not too much. Okay, so just kind of curious there, and then just looking at who's most likely to win heading into round 2. This is typically a tool I like to use to hedge my outright bets. Now, the outright bets that I have made, wow. All right, look at that. So Xander was an outright bet, Patrick Cantlay was an outright bet, and Seamus Power was an outright bet. They ranked 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, most likely to win. The unfortunate side of that is we got Rory McIlroy in 1st. And really, when it comes down to Rory and what you guys have to do for yourself, if you want to play him in round 2 or whatnot, I do think the fatigue is going to set in. You just have to decide when you think it's going to set in. Just like that mental grind of being in contention for multiple weeks and whatnot, that probably will set in, possibly. And I hope it does, because I want to cash that Xander ticket. I would love that. We'll see, though. Are there any potential spots to potentially hedge? Maybe. No, I just don't really see it too much. Like, you possibly get on Scottie Scheffler, like, not a terrible round 2 showdown play, 7th best round 2 showdown pick. So chances are he's going to have a better round in round 2. You could potentially do that, but I wouldn't go crazy with it. I do think maybe Seamus Power fires off a low one, but it really does seem like one of these 3 big dogs are going to win. And I would say 9 to 5 has about a 33% chance of having the winner. Maybe 44 I don't know. There's a decent chance we're going to have the outright winner, I would think. And I know it's round 1, and there's a lot of golf to play. But it does seem like Xander's been trending in this direction for a while, and Patrick Cantlay's just been, right around a victory for a lot of his starts as of recent. So wouldn't be shocking there. Seamus Power, another one of those golfers that's been trending in the right direction for a while. So interesting stuff there. Mito Pierre is an interesting name as well. Really struggled and was able to get it back to like +3. Just maybe he's able to fire off like a -5, make the cut by 1. We'll see. It'll be interesting. And I will say, guys, AMT times only is kind of what you want to go with, and we'll touch on that real quick, and then I'll be getting out of here. So for round 2 showdown, let's just look at it. Oh, Brendan Steele. That's an interesting name, I think. No, this takes a while. I apologize. Okay. So I just sorted by round 2 ranking, just so you guys can see it, just based off of the AMT times only. So we're seeing Sam Burns, Keegan Bradley, Aaron Wise, Troy Merritt, Maverick McNeely, Scottie Scheffler. Like, you can make a pretty easy build just going off of that name, going off of that list, and you could probably cash. And it is always interesting after round 1 that a lot of the top round 2 showdown plays always seem to have the AMT times. It's just really strange how that just like statistically works out as well. So I don't know. I find that interesting. But that's all I have for you guys for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you guys know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe button. If you guys want to join 9 to 5 Nation, the best value in PGA DFS is $10 a month. Pretty solid deal. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. And as always, let's keep cashing.